What if I told you that feeling sluggish, dealing with that afternoon brain fog, or even those nagging little headaches might not just be the inevitable price of getting older? Have you ever wondered if there's a simple key you might be overlooking to feel more vibrant each day? It's something many of us unintentionally neglect, and it could be holding back our energy more than we realize. Well, today we're diving into something surprisingly simple, yet incredibly common, that could be secretly draining your energy: not drinking enough plain old water throughout the day. It sounds almost too basic, doesn't it? But trust me on this one. You see, as we gracefully age, our bodies aren't quite as loud about sending us those thirst signals. Even being just a little bit dehydrated can really sap your get up and go, leaving you feeling foggy, irritable, and tired. It puts an unnecessary strain on our kidneys and overall system, a hidden burden we often just brush off as slowing down. But understanding and tackling this can make a profound difference to our daily comfort, our mental clarity, and our overall sense of well-being. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's lovely to have you here. Take my wonderful neighbor Eleanor, for instance. She's 72 and used to complain endlessly about hitting a wall around 3 p.m. and those bothersome tension headaches. Then she made one small change. She started consciously keeping a marked water bottle on her kitchen counter, making it a goal to finish it by evening, sipping steadily. She told me just last week, with a real sparkle in her eye, that it's made a world of difference to her energy levels and how clear her head feels. So, in this video, we'll explore exactly why staying hydrated is so crucial for us seniors and share practical, simple tips, like Eleanor's little system, to make sure we're getting enough without it feeling like a chore. We'll cover how much is enough and easy ways to track it. If you find this chat helpful today, do give the video a little thumbs up. It really does help others find our community. And please consider subscribing if you'd enjoy more straightforward advice for feeling our best as we navigate these golden years together. Alright, let's talk about something many of us are guilty of: becoming an armchair anchor. You know what I mean, settling into that favorite chair with a good book or for a bit of telly, and suddenly, hours have passed. It feels comfortable, doesn't it? But here's the funny thing. Sitting still for too long can actually make you feel more tired, not less. Our bodies, you see, they weren't designed to be statues. When we stay put for hours on end, everything slows down. Your circulation gets sluggish, your metabolism takes a nap, and those muscles start to feel stiff as a board. It's like telling your body, okay, time to power down, which just leads to that drained, lethargic feeling. And over time, never getting up can really weaken our muscles and affect our balance, which none of us want. Take my friend Frank, for instance. He absolutely loves his crossword puzzles, could sit there for hours wrestling with the clues. He used to feel completely wiped out afterwards. But now, he's got a new system. After he finishes a section of the puzzle, he makes himself get up and walk a lap around his little garden. Just a few minutes. He says it makes a world of difference. He comes back to his puzzle feeling refreshed and clear-headed, not ready for a nap. So, the trick is simple. Break it up. Don't let yourself get rooted to the spot. Try setting a timer on your phone for every hour, or just use the commercial breaks on the TV as your reminder. Get up, even for just 2 or 3 minutes. Walk around the room, do a few gentle stretches right where you are. March in place while the kettle boils, or step outside for a quick breath of fresh air. It doesn't have to be a marathon, just a little movement to wake your body back up. It really does help shake off that sluggishness. Let me tell you about my good friend Brenda. She's 76. For the longest time, she complained about running out of steam mid-morning. You know the feeling? Like hitting a brick wall around 10:30 a.m. She'd have her usual cup of tea and a couple of plain biscuits or perhaps a slice of toast with marmalade, quick and easy, she thought. But she confessed she often felt like she needed a lie down before lunch was even close. We got talking, and I wondered if maybe she wasn't getting enough substance to start her day. She decided, just as an experiment, mind you, to swap her usual breakfast. Some days she'd have a couple of scrambled eggs with a slice of whole wheat toast. Other days some of that thick Greek yogurt with a small handful of almonds and maybe a few berries. Well, the change was quite remarkable. She started telling me how she could easily get through her morning gardening or errands right up until lunchtime without that dreadful slump. Brenda's experience really highlights something many of us forget: getting enough protein power, particularly earlier in the day. As we get older, keeping our muscles strong is so important for staying independent, and protein is key for that. It also helps prevent those energy peaks and valleys you get from simple carbs, giving you more sustained fuel instead. Not getting enough can contribute to feeling weak and fatigued more easily, and over time, it accelerates that muscle loss we all want to avoid. It's not just about feeling tired today, it's about maintaining our strength for the long haul. So, take a moment to think about your meals. Are you consciously including a good source of protein? Especially at breakfast, which really sets the tone for the day. Try incorporating things like eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or even a protein shake if that's easier for you. For lunch and dinner, aim for lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, lentils, or tofu. Spreading your protein intake throughout the day, rather than saving it all for dinner, often works best for maintaining steady energy levels and supporting those muscles, just like it did for Brenda. Let's chat about something crucial as we get older: sleep. And I don't just mean getting enough hours in bed, but making sure the sleep we do get is actually restful. It's about quality, not just quantity, and often that means looking at what we do before our heads hit the pillow. You see, our bodies and minds do a lot of repair work while we sleep. It's like a nightly tune-up. But when we have inconsistent bedtimes, maybe stay up late watching telly or scrolling on a tablet, that bright screen really messes with our internal clock, or get interrupted frequently, we disrupt those essential repairs. This leads straight to feeling tired and foggy the next day, maybe being a bit short-tempered, and finding it harder to focus. Over time, chronic poor sleep isn't just annoying, it's linked to quite a few health problems we'd rather steer clear of. Take my pal George, for example. He always used to drift off with the late news on. He thought he was sleeping okay, but he complained about waking up groggy and just not feeling sharp. He finally decided to ditch the TV in the bedroom. Instead, he now reads a proper paper book for about 30 minutes before lights out. He told me just last week that his sleep quality has improved dramatically, and he feels much more refreshed in the morning. So, what's the takeaway here? Try your best to stick to a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day, even on weekends, really helps set your body's clock. Also, create a calming routine before bed. It doesn't have to be complicated, maybe a warm bath, listening to some gentle music, or reading like George does. Anything that helps you wind down. And make sure your bedroom is helping, not hindering. Keep it dark, quiet, and comfortably cool. These little adjustments can truly make a world of difference to how rested you feel. Let's talk about something that creeps up on us sometimes: letting our social connections slide. We all enjoy a bit of peace and quiet, don't we? But spending too much time just by ourselves, even if we think we prefer it, can have a sneaky way of draining our get up and go. It sounds odd, maybe, that being less busy could make us more tired, but it often works that way. Take my friend Margaret, for instance. After her dear husband passed away, she became quite withdrawn. Understandable, of course, but we noticed her energy levels just plummeted. She didn't want to go out much, didn't have much to say. It wasn't just sadness, she seemed genuinely fatigued all the time. Her daughter, bless her heart, gently nudged her into trying a local seniors art class. Margaret was hesitant, really dragged her feet at first. But you know what? After just a couple of weeks, it was like watching a flower bloom again. She started chatting about her paintings, the other folks in the class, planning little outings. She came home from those classes buzzing, full of energy and new ideas. It just goes to show, doesn't it? We humans are wired for connection. Chatting with others, sharing an interest, even just a simple natter over the garden fence. It stimulates our minds, lifts our spirits, and yes, it actually gives us physical energy. It reminds us we're part of something. When we lose that, apathy can set in, and that feels just like being tired. Loneliness isn't just a feeling, it can genuinely sap your strength. So, my advice is simple, really. Make a little effort to reach out. Pick up the phone and call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. See if there's a local group, could be books, gardening, walking, anything that tickles your fancy. Even just making a point to chat with the person at the checkout counter or your neighbor. Those little connections add up, keeping our minds sharp and our energy levels surprisingly buoyant. Don't let yourself fade into the background, stay connected. So there you have it. 5 common habits that might just be quietly draining your energy reserves without you even noticing. It's easy to fall into these routines over the years, isn't it? But ignoring them can really take a toll, leaving us feeling sluggish and maybe less keen to get out and about or enjoy our hobbies. The crucial thing, really, is just becoming aware of them. That awareness is the biggest step. Think back to some of the folks we discussed. Like Arthur, remember him? He just started small, clearing out some clutter around his favorite chair, which surprisingly helped him relax better. And Eleanor, whose slight adjustment to how she sat while reading made a difference to her back comfort and even her breathing. Frank simply added a bit more fish to his diet. Brenda consciously turned off the 24-hour news for a few hours each day. George finally went for that eye checkup he'd been putting off. And Margaret started with just a 5-minute walk after lunch. See, none of them needed a massive life overhaul. The really good news here is that you don't have to tackle everything at once. Goodness, no, that would be exhausting in itself. Just try picking one area, maybe the one that felt most familiar to you today. Perhaps it's aiming for one extra glass of water, or making a point to stand up and stretch during advert breaks. Small, conscious choices like these truly add up, supporting our vitality as we navigate these wonderful, sometimes challenging, later years. It's all about making intentional adjustments to help ourselves feel more energetic and ready to embrace whatever the day brings. Here's to feeling brighter and making the most of every single day. Thanks ever so much for tuning in. Folks, that about wraps it up for today. We've talked quite a bit about finding that extra spark, haven't we? It's so important for our senior health, especially after 65, to focus on maintaining our energy levels. It's not about running marathons, unless that's your cup of tea, of course. It's really about having to get up and go for the things we love, enjoying our retirement life to the fullest. That concept of healthy aging really boils down to consistent, small healthy habits that add up to genuine vitality day after day. Keeping active, eating right, getting enough sleep. These aren't chores, they're investments in feeling good. Now, remember when I shared about finally tackling that overgrown rose bush in my garden? Honestly, a few months ago, I'd have looked at it and just felt tired. But making those little adjustments we discussed, paying attention to my sleep, doing those simple stretches I showed you, adding more protein like we talked about, it wasn't one big magic trick. It was the combination. Suddenly, I had the energy, not just to start the job, but to actually finish it and feel good afterwards. That's the practical side of senior fitness, finding the energy for your life, your projects, your joys. It makes senior living feel less like winding down and more like, well, living. That feeling is what aging well is all about, finding that zest. So, I truly hope you picked up a tip or two that resonates with you. Finding ways to boost your energy and embrace healthy aging is a journey we're all on together in this vibrant chapter of life. If this chat was helpful, clicking that like button lets me know, and it helps other folks find us too. Please do subscribe if you'd like to join me for more talks on thriving in our later years. And I really mean it when I say I love hearing from you. Pop a comment below and tell me one thing, just one small thing, you're going to try this week to boost your energy. Let's keep supporting each other. Thanks ever so much for spending your time with me today. Stay well, stay active, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.